Hey guys, this is just a quick review and overview of one of my other barefoot shoes that I bought. How long have I had this? Probably 4 to 5 months. I've been wearing it on and off, not every day, just because of the color. I bought it strictly for, you know, running, jogging. I even have used this hiking before. I wouldn't use this as my hiking. Excuse me, I bumped the camera. Sorry. I wouldn't use this as my traditional hiking shoe, but just to prove that I have used it on different trails and hiking up pretty significant inclines. I would say uh, probably like 70-degree inclines. So anyway, it did pretty well overall. So this is the Groundies Active Knit. Okay, now let me just zoom out a minute so you can see this. There we go. Okay, so this is the shoe. All right, Groundies is the brand. These are made. Does it say here? I don't know if you can see that. Designed in Germany. Oops, sorry. Handmade in Vietnam. Okay. So that's what these are made. This is made of like a tencel material. Tencel is a type of material. If I remember right, I think tencel, Tencel, I believe, is it might. I think tencel is actually a proprietary name, but still, it has like this sock-like feature. Okay, so it really hugs your foot when you put your foot into the shoe. It actually feels really good. I don't know if it looks awkward or not to you, but I'm honestly impressed with it. It has the wide toe box, you know, completely flexible, you know, very pliable. So that's great, especially for moving around. You know, it has this insert that it comes with. Right, and you can take that out if you wanted to. It has a finished inside, which is actually really nice. You can just wear this if you wanted to and get more ground feel, if you wanted. But I mean, I've had no problems with the insert as it is. So, like I said, this is quite comfortable, very comfortable actually. It doesn't have any lateral support if you're doing gym workouts. Not that you couldn't wear this in the gym, but I mean, you know, this is the border of the shoe all the way around. This to me is more of like a walking, jogging shoe. Yeah, it's got a tiny little stain here. I don't even remember, see what that's from, but you know, minimal. But you know, this is a different type of material. So anyway, for lateral support, it's not really there. You know, if there's other shoes that are designed for more lateral support. Not that you couldn't use this in the gym. You definitely can. It is in a way kind of like a gym shoe. But I mean, if you're doing specific training or weight exercises, I would advise more with a different brand like I believe it's Avancus. Avancus? I think it's Avancus or Avancus, however it's pronounced. Anyway, Avancus. I haven't tried them before. I've seen some really good reviews. I intend to get a pair of those down the road. But so and then another one, Vivo Barefoot has their own line of different shoes for the gym and different things of that nature. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, getting back to the tencel material. So the tencel, I think it's made from like a wood pulp. Don't quote me on that 100%. Please verify yourself. But it is made of like a type of recycled material. It might even be a natural material. I don't fully remember. But as far as it goes with wearing it, it's super comfortable, guys. I mean, you can wear this without tying the laces. It fits around your foot very well. And there's other companies that make their own, kind of version of this with the knit material. And this is the only one I've tried thus far. I plan on trying a couple others. But, I've been happy with this. You can wear this without tying the laces. And it hugs your foot. It's very comfortable. You can wear it without socks. I wouldn't do that personally, just because I think that the shoe will eventually stink over time, if that's the case. But yeah, the one thing I don't like about this shoe, I think it's just the way that the laces are, and maybe the way that maybe the grommets, the little holes are, when pulling the laces through. It just, when you're trying to like cinch these down, it's not really going to portray, and I'm not going to put my foot in to show you really, but not that it would even come across on camera like I want it to. But when you tie these laces down, or you try to anyway, it doesn't really, the laces don't pull the way you want them to, or I guess that you could say that you're used to on many other shoes. And I have plenty of other barefoot shoes, okay, that when I tie them down, they cinch down just fine to your foot. But this particular brand, the Groundies brand, this is my second pair from them. I probably, I don't want to say I wouldn't buy from them again. It's not my first choice, just based on my experience. I do like this particular model a lot. I really do. Excuse me. But, it hasn't been my first, or I should say, it's not my first choice, and it's probably not my go-to again afterward. I think there's other options that I might like better, but I'm still discovering a lot of different brands and stuff like that. But just the way these laces cinch down, they seem to pull in one area without pulling in the others first, so you have to really go back and readjust it. And I get it, you do that with other shoes too. But like I said, with my other barefoot shoes, there's been times where I start at the top without adjusting the front laces, and I pull from the back without adjusting these, and the way that it cinches down on your foot just seems to be a little more seamless. Sometimes I feel like when you're pulling these laces on these shoes, it struggles, and I'm not particularly fond of that. So I just want to give you some of the pros, the cons. But I mean, it is, for what it is, it's a really cool shoe. It really is. And it's very comfortable. Like I said, very pliable, moves with your feet, and everything else. The one thing I will give them credit as a company to, it's, like I said, it's a German-based company, and they do have at least one plant in California, maybe more than one. The people that work at their California plant are fantastic. I've spoken to them via email, communicated back and forth, and they've been nothing short of exceptional, to be honest. Very kind, very helpful, communicative, the whole nine. So I very much appreciate that. The other thing I do appreciate, and I had this next to me, I just wanted to show you this. These are an extra pair of inserts in case you wanted to throw them in there. If you say, I just need a little more cushion or what not. I mean, this is probably like an extra 2 to 3 millimeters cushion. So not a ton, but if you want to just have a little more cushion, you could. This is what I like, though. I really do like to see that other companies include things like this in the box, because I just think it's going. Excuse me. I think it's really going the extra mile. It's like when you buy a knife, right? If there is a proprietary tool included, or just any tool included, right? I'll give you an example. TRM. Well, they don't really do this, but no, I'm not going to use TRM as an example. I don't know if there's any company I can think of like as an actual company, unless you're talking about like a custom maker. I know there's some custom makers that'll do things, but it would be nice to see and I have heard, I think that some of the Chinese brands do this, but I don't buy the Chinese brands. You know that. Just as an example with a knife, if you buy a knife, you get a tool to go with it to adjust the pivot, remove the screws, adjust the pocket clip, vice versa, any of those things, right? So I like that. I like when companies go the extra mile and they include stuff like this. So yeah, that's basically it. I was gonna say, oh yeah, traction wise, right? Like it's not really made for trails, or I should say, it's not really made for hiking because I go hiking. When I go hiking, I don't go generally on dirt paths, which is perfectly. This would work well for that, or even just like a paved walkway. But for hiking, yeah, I would definitely want something with, some lugs that are thicker and longer, that have high traction. This is more just for the road. But I have used it and it's held up okay. There was a few times I slipped, but not slipped to the point of falling. Just you didn't get the traction that you needed. But for what it's made for, it's really cool. And to be honest, I really like the colorway. I like this kind of gum color bottom with the freckled specks mixed in, right? I just think that's very neat. The green is pretty cool. And frankly, I don't know about you, I really, apart from how it feels and how it looks, is very comfortable. I could just see myself wearing this as a casual shoe if that's all that it was used for. And I think that is, it's superb as that. It really is. And that's where I think this shoe shines. So that's about it. That's all I have. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.